I'm back at the bottle dump area. I've got a nice long, about 3/4 mile walk. I should probably hit this area. I haven't hit this area yet. But I've got about a 3/4 mile walk until I get to the spot of where I left off. And then I have another spot to do. I don't know what it is. I've never been there before. I don't know what it looks like. It could be woods. It looks like there might be a pond. So I'm going to head that way in a minute. Give a little test to this area. See if the last metal detectors did this area. If I don't hear any targets, I'll press on and hit the new location. Hopefully he hasn't made it that way yet. But I kind of have a feeling that person might have traveled that way, but we will see. I'll be back. Already I'm finding stuff. I went on one side of the trail and I seen a plug. Could have been mine, could have been the other guys. I think it's more the other guys. But I went across the other side of the trail and just scanning over the top. And I didn't even have to dig this one. Look at this. I just heard it on the detector and I instantly seen it. Another spoon. I bet you it was silver plated. It looks very Art Deco. Something Silver Corporation, but it ain't silver. It was just silver plated at one time, but they didn't grab everything. So let me continue. I brought my newspaper bag from when I was a kid with me, and I also brought my 6-inch. So if I end up running out of targets or to get low in this area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to still make a way to the bottle dump and beyond, hit that, and then once I clean that area out, if I can, I'll hit the bottle dump. And I'm looking for some really cool old stuff. I'll dig fairly deep, make like a nice little square, kind of like a privy digging, and see what I can get. I don't know if anyone's shown up today. Mike said he was. We'll see what happens. Let me press on. And I pulled a big link. That actually broke and twisted. She's big. I'm not bringing that back with me. It's too heavy. Too early in the day for that. But a big old piece of scrap metal. All right, I'm actually working the middle of the woods. First week I went to the left. Second week I went to the right, and that's when I was with Steve. And now I'm actually cutting down through the middle. I have to pick and choose where I'm going because you get this stuff right here and you can't swing in that. Not even with a 6-inch. It's just it grabs everything in the metal detector. You end up breaking your coil off or something. So I don't feel like costing myself any extra money than this normally costs me. So, but I end up picking up a Relic. Still got some of the painting on it. Cashman's, I think it says. What? Something gate, Soulgate, Colgate. Maybe it's some kind of old toothpaste. When I first seen it, I seen this. I was like, damn, that's the biggest shotgun shell I have ever seen. But it's some kind of compact. Maybe it had toothpaste in it, but I'll clean it up and take a look. I've never found one like this with the writing on it like this. So that's real interesting. I'm happy to own that. That is an awesome relic. That'll definitely look good in the case. Now take a look at this relic. Is that a nice axe or what? All metal handle. The grip is gone. You can see where it stopped right about there. And it picked up with probably something nice there. I don't know what that dates, but I'm glad I found it. Once I clean that up, that'll be a nice display piece. It was right on the base of this tree. Amazing. I end up getting more ball caps, as you can see, more mason jar lids, found a scarred tube, and we'll show some of this stuff because you've seen it all before. But nothing really else yet. I haven't seen any plugs lately, so I think I'm in a clean area. Got a nice little large spot here to go through real fast, and then I'll just keep pushing towards the bottle dump. I think I got maybe a quarter mile left to walk through all this stuff. I'll be back. I was just about to give up on this target. This sucker was down there, let me tell you. I kept falling back in, but I don't know how many of these I found this year. It's been a bit. I found a lot. Nice old pocket watch. Look at how nice and beautiful and green that is. Nobody's hit this middle. At least if they did, they didn't know what they were doing. This middle's nice. Look at that beautiful old pocket watch. Can you imagine when it's cleaned up? Still got the winder on top. That's gonna look beautiful in the display case. Some of the back is still on there. Very, very, very awesome. All right, let's go find them coins. There's gotta be a couple coins in here to add into the collection. Darn, beautiful. Still in the middle, still pulling up stuff. And this is a REM UMO UMC 12 gauge shotgun stamp. All right, I'm at the back of the bottle dump where I basically left off, and I pull this thing up. This is part of an old radio or a cookie cutter, some kind of toy part. Kind of weird. I don't know how old it could be though. Paint's still on there. A little bit of gold coming through for some reason. Oh wait, that might be the brass. Oh yeah. There's some there too. I think maybe that's what the paint. It looks like with the paint peeling underneath. But I don't know. There's nothing else in the hole. That was it. But I'll keep digging. Dug up an early purse. You can see some of the frame, the clasp at top. Some of the fabric still on there. Didn't come with any coins though. Still in the bottle dump area. Still in the back. Working my way around. Part of an old clock. Probably early 1900s. I'm still at the end of the bottle dump. While I was trying to pull up a ball cap, a mason jar lid. This one has no name on it. I don't think I've ever gotten one with no name on it before. This has always been ball, mason, atlas. This one's different. Anyhow, I ended up pulling up a Barber. 1914. Nice. And make the signal real jumpy. Normally these pop up around a 30, but it was like weird between the silver, diamond, this in the same hole. So let me keep going. It's got to be more old. Well, I was digging up next to where I found the Barber, or not too far from it, another Pons, but this one's very Art Deco. Beautiful. Still got the cap on there. I dinged it with the shovel, but let's see, might have a name on this. This one is called Woodbury number 3. Very cool. Never found that. I love that detail on there. Beautiful. Do I dare open it? If there's anything in there, I'll let you know. Oh, sounds watery. Alrighty, to the next hole. Now I wanted to go to the new part of the park that I haven't been to, but this bottle dump, I can't stop. I just can't stop. I dig and I find stuff, and it's just unbelievable. Look at this Tootsie. Is that beautiful or what? Come on. Look at this. Remember these back in the day? I remember, I think it was my grandparents used to cook their turkey in one of these back in the day. I mean, oh man, too bad it's got a hole in it. I mean, if it didn't have a hole, you know, I might still bring this back. Just put a plant in there. Let it sit out there for the rest of its life so it wears away. But look at that. Probably got, you know, you left this outside, cleaned it up a little bit, get some of the crap off of it, fill it a little bit of dirt, put it next to a tree with some plants in there. It'd be nice. Found a shoe, some old lady's shoe. Well, she'd probably be old now. Little pot. Oh, that's interesting. It's like a peg or something. What is this thing? I don't know what it is, but it's old and no good now. But I'm going to keep digging this pile, because what I do is I dig a little bit, get the metal detector, and I scan, and then you find more stuff. I mean, it's just covered with metal. Well, I turned into metal detecting into bottle dump collecting, but I'm finding some cool stuff. It's definitely early 1900s to late 1800s. The seam stops here. The neck was stretched. It's got some emboss on the bottom. Oh, it's just so blurry looking. I don't know what it is. But I'll figure it more out when I get home. This is a cool relic. Almost looks like for Play-Doh, but this is a Eastman Kodak. I guess that's a old metal case for film. It's kind of light, so I don't think there's anything in there. It looks like it's oozing water out a little bit. That's interesting. Still got all the paint on there. I've been digging in this little pit here, searching for coins, whatever. Haven't found any more coins yet. Some charcoal. But the light ash goes down for a mile. But the dark ash is on top, and some real light stuff going down. Now when I go down further in the lighter ash, I don't seem to be finding anything big, you know, like bottles or anything. That's like, that was a real hot fire somewhere and they just dumped ash here. But there's not saying that there isn't anything. I just haven't dug deep enough to really examine it. But yeah, at least the first foot layer, I haven't found anything. Someone's brush. You can see the bottles I've been digging out of here. Some of them are food jars. This is obviously a pharmacy bottle. None of them are real old because these aren't cork tops. These are all screw tops. So we're looking at 50s, 40s. There's an old bottle here. This one has no seam whatsoever. That's straight blown glass right there. This one's like a fizz pop bottle. Now let me get at it, see if I can find anything else old. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in the bottle dump area. I really want to check the other area out because I can always come back to this. Metal detectors, most of them in this area are too lazy to do any major digging and excavating. They kind of like just, I don't know, if they don't find it on top of the ground, they just keep moving. But there's a lot of bottles here, a lot of old. I didn't have to dig very far. I found this weird looking thing. It's got holes all the way around. Some kind of like little lip there. What could that have been back in the day? Maybe a clock. It's got like two little feet here, like you could stand it up, I guess. I'll clean it up and figure it out when I get home, but that's interesting. Now I'm still in the bottle dump. I'm finding all sorts of stuff. There's some of my little jars. Found some more ponds. Some with some really nice tops on there. Look at that, imagine if that was whole. But I like this right here. This is look at that, still got the top on it, not broken. The metal around this is starting to rot off, but this is what I'm looking for right here. They don't have to be complete like this, but That makes it a little bit nicer. I've decided what I'm going to be doing. Oh, look at this. What is inside this jar? Yeah, this sucker has like a whole mess of nastiness in there. I think it's a seed. Obviously nothing got in here. I mean, something small could fit through there, but I believe it's old seasoning still preserved in this jar. That is crazy. When I open it up, I'll find out if it's seeds or some kind of like million larvae eggs of some sort. But anyhow, I'm going to be collecting these, and the reason why is not only are they older, I like the glass tops. I want to see if I can find this metal piece where I can attach the jars again to make them work. And I'm going to save my coins in these. One's going to be wheat pennies, the other one's going to be Indians, and then I'll go smaller for the coins I don't get too often, like I don't know, especially like silver quarters and stuff like I just don't find a lot of that stuff, so I can go with smaller jars, or just add the quarters and the pennies, and or not the pennies but the dimes all in one of these here until to the point where I get it filled to the top in 20-30 years from now, and then I can divvy it up. But things I get a lot of, like wheat pennies and Indians and stuff like that, I'd stick into a jar like this and downsize to like half pints or something like that. But that's beautiful right there. Every single time I get up and just about leave, I put another scoop in the ground and I find something interesting. So but Mikey was here. He had to run back home. He forgot something. I don't know exactly what it is that he forgot, but he has to drive all the way back home, and that's enough to make a person mad. I found this thing too. It's got a lot of weird markings on it, whatnot. It looks like a part to a furnace. I have no idea what it is. Toy gun. I'll figure it out. If nothing, you won't see it in the wrap up. But I'll bring it back with me. Do a little bit more digging in here, and do more discoveries. This area though, I keep scanning it and I find more metal. It's just so hot that the 11, and I do have my 6 with me. It's in the bag over there. The 6 isn't even going to really help me, because there's just way too much metal. So you got to dig and then do a little scanning, dig, and it's daunting, because the odds that you're going to find, like, let's just say you're looking for coins, the odds you're going to find in this little area with the amount of digging you do is slim. Now, like if I did like this whole area here and sift through it and scan, yeah, I might find something. I don't know, a couple pennies, God knows what. But it's slow, so it's definitely something different than I'm used to. But anyhow, I'm going to dig a couple more scoops here, and I'm going to hit our new section that I haven't seen yet and figure what that's all about. I'll be back. I'm telling you, can't leave this area. I found this thing. Looks like a part of a rocket. What the heck could it be? Weird. Oh, phone call. Yeah, I know. I keep saying I'm going to leave this area. I keep finding stuff though. I'm not sure what this is. It looks like it could have been a watch or a compact. I think it's more of a compact, because it looks like some kind of old crusty stuff that someone left in there. This one's kind of bright. Interesting. Waiting for Mikey. He's at the parking lot. Probably got a 5 to 7 minute walk. So I'm still at the bottle dump because I don't want to go any further. You know, look at this. It's not broken. It's all one piece. Has a patent number on there all over the place. New York rod, whatever that is. It's a little miniature Harry Potter wand made out of crystal. I don't know. It looks like you might dip it into something. A couple drops of something, maybe perfume. Very, very neat. I like it. can see the amount I have been digging. It's usually a foot layer that I'm going through that all the interesting stuff is. The underneath the foot is this white powdery ashy super burnt stuff, and there ain't nothing in there, at least nothing yet I found. But I'm still going through this, so let me take a little bit of time, dig this hole a little bit bigger, and wait for Mikey. End up pulling this up. It looks like some type of token. It says Trend done. Excuse me. RKO star in something silver cord. Popsicle. I have no idea. It's made out of aluminum. It's pretty light. Interesting. So I got this bottle dump kind of like under control. I kind of figured out how to do it efficiently. And what I do is I kick back a little bit of leaves. It's probably about 3.5 feet where I kick back. And can use the shovel as like an excavator. I just kind of just pull a little back and just push it behind me. And I'm coming up with all sorts of stuff. Still waiting for Mikey. I don't know. Hopefully he's not metal detecting on the trail on the way here, because he'd be wasting his time. He ain't gonna find anything good. We've pretty much covered everything from up front to here. Next thing is another compact I found. This one's oozing some water out of it. I'll clean it up and see if I can find a hallmark, but I don't think it's going to be one of the early ones that are made out of brass. This is like made out of steel. Probably about 1 year away from completely deteriorating, but I'll put it in with the rest of the stuff. You can see I don't even use the metal detector now. I kind of just use my pinpointer a little bit, looking for some hot targets. It's got the I've got the mine lab with me, so if it's steel or something like that, it's gonna act different than versus something that's more precious. So it's helping a little bit, but it's like about probably every 3-4 feet find something interesting. I can't really explain why there's so many bottles here. If it was a legitimate dump before doing what they've done to the place, you would think they would have cleaned it up, but it's interesting. I'll keep digging and see what I can find. Still digging, waiting for Mikey. I don't know where he is. I texted him a few times and he still hasn't made it. But this was right underneath the leaves, and it's fairly heavy. I don't know if that's brass, silver plated. Yeah, I think it's copper or brass. See some red here. I think it's silver plated. That's interesting. Some kind of old light. It'll never work again, but interesting. Did a little more digging. I got me a fire truck. I believe that's a Tootsie, I think. I don't know. I'll find out more when I clean it up. But I ended up getting a teapot, but the spout's broken. The little top. Company was established in 1657, but I think I'd have to look at the patent number and then figure it out a little bit more. Looks like there's a date right there. When I clean it up more, I'll be able to see it. But I am pretty happy today. Beside all the cool finds, I got a milk jug. It's got some oh, look at that, Chili Avenue. I might be able to find the company. I can't rub it too much. Old milk magnesia bottle with some of the milk magnesia in it. I think this is a milk bottle too. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to look that up. So, or emboss, I think it's called. I'll look in a little bit. But under where I stand, I believe there's a sign. And I believe it's porcelain. So I'm trying to dig this area out to lift the sign up. There's way too much stuff on it. So let me keep digging. I haven't even got to the new section of this area yet, but I'll do it. I think next week I got a permission, maybe the week after. I'm just having too much fun in the bottle dump, finding all sorts of relics. Not too much into coins, only one coin, but hey, it's a barber, so better than nothing, I guess. So I've gone a little further, and I got myself another toy. It's not porcelain, kind of looks like it's porcelain. I can't believe the amount of paint that's still in here. I'm about to clean this up and then see what it looks like. It looks like he's holding a sword and something else there. Let's figure it out. I'll be right back. This is the best I can do without soap and water. Definitely a sword and some kind of dagger. Looks like he might be Middle Eastern or something like that. Or maybe a pirate. That's what he is. I think he's a pirate. It's got that hairstyle with the thing going off to the side. He's got a little grin on his face. I'm gonna clean it up. Maybe there's a hallmark on there. I think I see something there, but it's kind of... maybe it's on his butt. I don't know. Very, very cool. I'll make this quick. I got 8% left, but I just found a pin from 1935. Citizens, residents, hunting, trapping, and license. It looks like to be a pin badge. I'll clean up some more and see if I can get some rating on this. Interesting. Next relic is a Harris Woodworth. I think this is a lipstick tube made in New York. Still got some of the silver on there, which is pretty amazing. The stuff coming out of this ground is amazing. Like, there's bottles here with still you know, the paper on there and stuff like that, where you could read what it is. There's a lot of stuff in here. All sorts of char. I mean, just next time I come, I gotta wear some gloves. I've already sliced my hand a little bit. There's bottles everywhere. And look. Most of them aren't worth anything, but I do come across a few that are. I did find another milk bottle. I think I have 3 now. 2 are the same size but different makers. One has the writing on the outside of it. The other one has like I don't know, silk screening to it. Some of these bottles I'm going to keep, some I'm not. But I'm just making a little ditch, as you see. Just go and I'm finding all sorts of stuff. It's not easy though. You got to dig, pinpoint, but I'm getting it. Well, there's my pit. I don't know if you can tell in the camera how long that is. That area got a little wide. I got a little squirrely because I was just learning how to dig through this. And then I went that way and I came this way. So we're looking at about 25 feet that I went, and you see all the bottles spilled all over the place. I wish I could make it a little nicer, but I can always kick them back in when I turn around and go this way. This place is loaded. It's about 1 acre, maybe more, but 1 acre or more of this. And there's everything in there. There's coins and toys, soldiers, pirates, odds and ends, interesting bottles. There's another milk bottle that's busted. It's everywhere here. So I'm coming back. you're going to see a lot of this place. And I'm sure I keep digging and digging, and there's going to be more relics. I've been watching some bottle collecting videos, and they say black glass is sought after if it's old. I've seen some black glass here, and it was busted, but there's got to be some good stuff still here. There's the bottles everywhere. Someone dug this up. I don't know when, but see, someone was doing a little bit of bottle hunting, and they didn't do very much of it. They only did a little bit and just kept it pushing. But you got to be determined, and you got to go through here and just pull everything out, put it to the side, shoot it behind you, and keep going forward. It's the only way you're going to find stuff. You just do a couple holes and give up, you're not going to find very much, if anything. So I'm going to clean this stuff up, do a wrap up, and see what kind of goodies I got. I'll be right back. The wrap up to today's video. I have a lot of stuff, so this is going to take a few minutes here. I can't remember the last time I found so much of a variety of stuff. We are talking about basically metal detecting a dump, so there's going to be all sorts of treasures there. So I'm going to start over here. This is a Pt3 fire truck, what's left of it. That's a pretty cool toy. This is a Barclay Pirate. This is a Barclay truck, dump truck, I think, or stake body. Couple marbles from the 1930s or 40s. They're actually pretty nice looking, believe it or not. Look at the gold that's in that. And then this one here. I do collect marbles, and I have just about enough marbles collected from metal detecting probably to fill this jar right here. Maybe more. I don't show a lot of them. Since I'm more history and whatnot, I'll most likely be showing artifacts from, before 1970, 1950 era. So those are interesting, real nice marbles to the collection. I got 3 ink wells, all different, which is pretty cool. I actually found 2 of these. The first one I found was broken. I found this thing. I swore I seen it before. I don't see any writing on it anywhere. I just don't remember what it's for. It could be garbage. It could be some kind of relic of some sort. I don't know. Anyone else have an idea what it is? It used to be shiny at one time, like a chrome. Yeah, I don't know. Shotgun stamp. These look like gnomes, but they're Santa Clauses. I found 3 of them, all right next to each other. I tried to see if there was, more or anything different. I couldn't find anything. I love milk bottles. I normally don't find them whole. You probably heard me say this before. And I really love this one. This one here is a creamer. The cream used to sit up in this area here, and there was a tool that they would put in there to take the cream out, and the rest would be milk. But that's a real nice piece. This one here is a pint. This one, if you see in the video, you could see some lettering on there. This was painted on. This was Wegmans. It's a local grocery store. I would say it's more of a high-end grocery store. It's not like Walmart. For some of you guys that are out of town, maybe on the East Coast going down towards Florida, you probably heard of Piggly Wiggly, Publix. It's that type of a grocery store. You go in there, you're going to be spending a little bit more money than normal. This one here is another one, different dairy. It's Avon Dairies. It even has the address, 721 South Clinton. Now, the area I was in isn't near Avon, New York. And I was looking everywhere. I thought this was for Avon, New York, but I believe it's in Pennsylvania. So this milk came all the way from Pennsylvania, and there's no South Clinton in Avon unless they renamed the street. But there is a Clinton, and that's where the schools sit. But there's no 721. So we suspect this is from Pennsylvania. This is a ball with the glass top. Now, if you've seen the video, it did have stuff in the jar, some kind of seeds or whatever. I did open it, take a whiff of it. It smelled nothing but old whatever. It was long gone of anything recognizable, but it's not broken or chipped. The original top is still on there, and this is going to probably turn into my marble or coin jar. I'm going to separate some of my coins, the coins that I get a lot of the same thing, like wheat pennies and whatnot. I'm going to go into a larger jar. Stuff I don't get a lot of. I mean, I do get some silvers here and there, but I don't know how to really separate them. Maybe I'll separate them in inkwells. I don't really know. Like, fill these up with mercuries, fill this one up with, I don't know, rosy silvers, something like that. I don't know. And display them on the shelf somewhere. My daughter wants this. She wanted me to show this. It's a pretty color. It's not very old. It's a screw top. But, you know, it has the lettering on there. It tells you what it is, which I kind of like. I saved a bunch of other bottles similar to this color. This one still had the cap on it. I did take it off because it still had milk of magnesia in there, and it was kind of disgusting, so I cleaned it out. And it's really surprising because, as long as this has been in the ground, you'd think that would have been filled with water and, whatever. But no, they threw it away with the cap on it with a little bit of stuff in there still. Over on this side, this is a Kodak film. Since I'm from Rochester and not far from the Rochester area, we do come across a lot of Kodak stuff since this is the home of Kodak. Found a kazoo. It doesn't play anymore, obviously, but that's interesting. That's period. And most of this stuff came, or this section of the dump is around the 1920s to the 1940s. So I think most of this has been deposited somewhere in the 1940s. And you're going to find some old stuff here and there. And not everything came from the dump. Most of it did. Like, the spoon didn't come from there. The pocket watch, it's definitely early. It's definitely an early pocket watch. I couldn't get any name on it, but that's pretty cool. That'll look really nice in a shadow box. This piece is interesting. This came from the dumps. This actually, me and my wife were just looking at this, we're like, maybe it came from Hogwarts. It was the crystal wand from Harry Potter or something like that. But no, all seriously, this is actually from a coffee maker, a 1937 coffee maker. And I'll show you a picture up there in a second of what it looks like. It doesn't show this in the coffee maker, or maybe I just didn't look at the picture long enough to figure it out. But they use it as like a poker or a prod or something like that. And the coffee maker is completely nothing of today's era of type of coffee maker. It looks like something you would smoke something out of. You know what I'm saying? It looks really, really weird. This is cool. This is a non-broken stir stick. And just sitting in there, nice blue color. Here's another. This one's broken though. Here's a plunger for something, like a stopper. But it must have been longer at one time. The tip's broken. It could have been for a perfume bottle. This came off of like a toothpaste cap or something like that. That was kind of neat. Ended up getting 3 compacts, or I don't know, tins of some sort. This one here was made from the Colgate company, toothpaste. This is pretty cool. Normally I don't find them. I mean, you might think this is kind of rough looking, but I mean, it still has some of the shininess to it. And it opens and still got lipstick in there. It smells just like old lady, I swear. When I smell this, it reminds me of, I come from an old Italian family, and we had a big house on Lake Avenue. And anytime a family member died, they would just close the door to the bedroom, and nobody would ever go in it again. And eventually, they sold the house. It was too big for my uncle. He was the last one standing in it. They moved all the contents of all the bedrooms of all the people that passed away or whatever into another building. And then when we were younger, we used to go through the buildings or through the building, and rummaged through the old boxes and stuff like that, and this is exactly what it smelled like. It smelled like the 1920s and 30s. You think this is a piece of junk, which it pretty much is, but this is, I thought this was interesting, and this would look good in a shadow box as a period of time of when they had sardine cans, and they would wind it up to the top, and someone just opened it up and tossed it. I thought that was interesting. The other interesting piece is this is a 1935 hunting license badge, and you can see the ID number on here. And I thought this was fake for a minute. I was like, who would really? New York State would give out basically a pin that you would wear on your shirt or whatever, and that would be your license. Like, who could not copy this? But nevertheless, this is what they made, and I've seen these all the way to the 80s when I researched it, which I thought was completely weird. But that's an excellent find. You won't find very many of them out hunting. That was cool. Got a big axe that wasn't in the dump. I found this thing here. I don't know if it's a clock, but it's got 2 feet here, so it looks like it would stand up like this. This don't look like a winder. It looks like something you could just hang there. So it could have been like maybe for temperature. It could have been a compass. Nevertheless, it's most likely going to go in the trash pile. I might be able to put that in a shadow box, but it's awful ugly looking. I don't know. Take a lot of room in a shadow box for something that don't even know what it is. End up getting this light. This is silver plate. That must have been real nice when it was hung up in somebody's house at one time or another. And that's pretty much it. I did grab more bottles. They're in a box over on yonder. There's a few cork tops there, some more blue glass. But I've been doing some more research on bottles. And the sought-after bottles are obviously the ones that aren't screw top. The ones that aren't clear, like, the ball jar here and the milk bottles. People are looking for black glass, amber, basically anything besides clear. The greens are really sought after, and writing on the bottles. So when I go back, I'll be looking more for that too. But the section of the dump that I'm in is, I don't know, I think a lot of it's around 1940s. But there is older stuff in there. For instance, I found this 1914 barber dime in there. Only coin in there. I couldn't find any wheat pennies. You'd figure there'd be some wheat pennies in there. I didn't find any wheat pennies in there. Just this 1914 barber. This is kind of interesting. This is a movie actress. Her name is Irene Dunn. She was born in 1898, and she died in 1990 at the age of 21. She was in Hollywood from 1922 to 1962. Very pretty lady, very nice actress. But this is a token, a remembrance token of her, which I thought was pretty cool. Might not be, a coin, but it's a cool token that part of history. Old actress there. So I think this is pretty good. I've got my favorites. I got toys. I've got cool hunting license. I think this is the prize of the day, to be honest with you. I think this old license is the prize of the day. That and this. I think both of these are pretty cool. I do like the toys. The toys are real nice. But stuff that you're not going to find a lot hunting is this right here. This is really, really, really cool. The barber's nice, but once you found one, how many more do you want? I like treasures. I like stuff like this. I like history. And people collect these things here too. When I looked online, people got a big, huge collection of these things here. I know this will probably never be really worth anything. It's, got, crud on there and everything. But I like to have my own collection of finds. So, anyhow, that's, I don't know how many hours I was there for. I think I was there probably about 5 hours. And this time, getting to the dump, I walked straight down the middle. And that's when I end up picking up the pocket watch, the spoon, the axe. I'm not sure if I picked up anything else on the way. I don't remember. And the rest of it was just going right through the dumps, just digging, just making a path, using my pinpointer to look for metal, anything non-ferrous. I think I did pretty good. Well, anyhow, until next week, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you like the video, give a thumbs up, and I will definitely see you next week. I don't know if it'll be at the bottle dump, but there's more to that place than the bottle dump. There's a whole nother section I haven't even explored yet. It's just this dump catches me, you know. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye.